something at night. I'm trying to sit close to this light because I'm down here in the living room tonight. So I'm wondering why push a fake alien invasion? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why do they want to push that? So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Thank you for joining me. I need to get myself situated because I am sitting right up here close to this light. Hello, Apple Brooks. Yeah, so that's what I'm wondering, because I have been trying to figure out, where did this fake alien invasion scenario come from? And now I know where it came from. Someone shared a link by Dr. Stephen Greer on this YouTube channel, said you really need to read this, watch this video. So I watched my very first Dr. Stephen Greer video, and that's what he said. He said there's going to be a fake alien invasion, and the military is going to be the one who do it, and the military is going to use their aircraft, and it's not going to be real, because that's the only way the military can get funded, if they say they are being threatened. So now I know where it comes from. Now you know where it's come from. If you didn't know, if you've never heard of him, I didn't hear of him until just recently, and I've never watched anything of his until today, 20 some odd minutes. So he said there's going to be a fake alien invasion. He says the aliens are peaceful, but the military is going to fake the invasion with their own sophisticated UFO things, and they are going to prove, they're going to have a conference. Hello, everyone. He said they're going to put together a critical documentary on disclosure, and they need funding to do this in April. So he's going to gather together some people, I guess, and they're going to do a documentary, and they need funding, and there's going to be a fake alien invasion, and they're going to document the different types of craft that the military has. They said these engineers who worked on these, and that's what he said. And I listened to it. I did. I listened to it from front to end. Do I agree with all of it? No, I don't. Because the extraterrestrials are here. They're in our sky. There's UFOs in our sky, and they're not of this world. Now, granted, we could have spacecrafts up there. I remember when the stealth bomber came out. We lived in Nevada at that time, and it was something you didn't talk about. And then later, you know, it came out into the open, you know, the little black thing. Yeah, that right there. Well, it's not little, but it's a stealth bomber. It came out. I'm getting hot sitting here because I had the fireplace on. I got to get this blanket. You got to get this blanket behind me. I want to sit up kind of straight. Okay, so yeah. So that's where it came from. I've been wondering all this time where the fake alien invasion scenario came from. Now I know. Plus, he said once he gets that documentation done, that video, he wants everybody to share that video across every single platform, not just in the United States, all around the world, to all the other countries. That's what he said. Share it in every single YouTube video, that there's going to be a fake alien invasion. Now, why do you want to go through so much trouble of doing that? That's what I'm wondering, because he's got a big audience. He's got like 325,000 or 352,000. But why push that? I don't understand it. I don't. Gina, you sent me something on a Telegram channel to listen that explains something. I haven't had a chance to look at everything. I've been trying to look at the YouTube comments, the Facebook comments, and then the Telegram. So I've been trying to live a life outside of social media. So yeah, yes. So let's see that. Project Bluebeam. Okay, so why are they pushing all of this? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why would they say that all of this is fake when there is life other than human beings? Okay, and we know that we have ETs on the earth today. And they have their ships. They fly into the volcanoes and stuff. You've seen the UFOs around the volcanoes. I've shared them. They go in the volcanoes. Okay, they are. Yes, they're going into the volcanoes. And they're at Table Mountain. Okay. And they fly very fast. And he said, well, the military has the craft to do that. Okay. So where does the extraterrestrials fit in? Do they just show up all of a sudden? Okay. Yeah, because I never really did buy that because I've heard it, and I hope this is not too loud. I've heard it for a long time. Well, not for a long time. I've heard it for probably a year and a half. And I thought, no, they're here. They're here in our skies. And Linda Moulton, I forget what her last name is. She was on Hannibal or something, some kind of YouTube channel. And they were talking about that. And she said, you know, well, what about the cattle mutilations that are taking place? Does he think the military did that? That they did that, took out the organs, perfect incisions and stuff? She herself said, you know, they're here. There are aliens here. There's extraterrestrials here. It's not the military doing that, okay? So, yeah, Linda Moulton Howe. So that's really, I watched her little three minute and something. So, yeah, so I don't know, but that video with her on it, and she was talking to this channel, and it had him with his shirt off. Why is he having his chest showing? Kinda, I thought, is that a Photoshop image or something? But yeah, they're here. The extraterrestrials are interdimensional. They're here in our skies. You're all seeing them. I'm seeing them. They're showing up on NASA's web feeds too. And these ships do have the ability in the sky to stack themselves. Okay, they're cloaked in the clouds also. And there are lights. People are capturing these lights. Okay. And what about all of these like little, remember those little like black cubes or something that came out of a solar eruption on the sun? Okay, that was back in, what was it, year 2000 or 2001? There were thousands of them or millions of them. They came out of the sun's eruption, and they called it a particle event. Okay, they did. There was black ones and there were white ones. And you know, if you've taken any pictures of the sky, and if you've looked at any of the clouds, I am certain that you've seen little bitty like black cubes or something literally fly like super, super fast. Yeah, and he said the military is going to come out and they're going to say that it happens, that the aliens are real and they're not, or they're here and they're not. So we got a lot of comments going up this page, and so I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I hope your moderators, I hope you all can handle all of that. If you need help, you just raise your hand. We can throw somebody in there to help you. To distract the world from knowing that there is a dome over us, I don't know. Well, that is a theory, and I never heard where it came from. I didn't. Now I know. I know where it's come from, and once the documentary is done, he wants it disseminated all around the world to every single platform on all different channels. Yeah. Mila, what's a puppet? Yes, do we see King Hucho Mundo? All you have to do is say King, and we've got that. Learn to speak alien. You know, I actually had a dream that I was above ground, and the extraterrestrials were here. And they came to me, and they said, we need volunteers to help teach people languages. And it was me. Somebody volunteered me. They said, great, we have a volunteer. I did see that in my dream. Yeah. There are good extraterrestrials, and there's bad ones, just like humans, good and bad. There's good and bad in everything, okay? But that sounds kind of dangerous, too, to push that agenda like that. It really is. because I think they've been talking about disclosure since I've been in this thing. They've been talking about disclosure for years, and I don't think some people want it to come out. I don't think they do. Or maybe they don't think this is the right time. So there are people who want disclosure to happen and people who don't want disclosure to happen. People who want to say that it's a fake invasion, and then people who say, no, it's not fake, it's real. Well, what about the people who got abducted? Okay. What about the people who got abducted by aliens? And some of them had good experiences, and then some of them not so good. And I have people that I've spoken to personally who have seen the small little extraterrestrials, and they are friendly. They even communicate with them telepathically. So they are real. There's nothing fake about this, you all. There isn't. Yeah. I'm not going to watch any more videos. I don't really like to watch videos as it is, but I did watch one, so now I know. I do. I watched one. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I know this is a hot topic, but I really been wondering where that came from. And I thank you for writing that. Whoever put that, it was a young lady who put that comment in the last YouTube video that I said we need to push away all the fear. Push away that negativity is what we need to do, because we don't need that, because that's going to send us down into a downward spiral. And that's where she posted that comment. You should see Dr. Stephen Greer's video. So I did. I clicked on it. It wasn't scary, so I was able to watch it. You like hot topics. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just winging it. I really am. I'm winging it. But it kind of bothers me. It really does. To hear that. It does. And there's a lot of, because there's a lot of people like me, I'm sharing pictures of light ships, UFO light ships, long light ships. And you know, there's the cylinder-shaped UFOs, okay? They say they belong to the reptilians. Well, where are the reptilians? Where are they? Are they on the Earth? Is that man-made ships? Do the reptilians have... good night, Demetrius. You going to bed early. Well, good night. Do the reptilians live on this Earth? Do they live on the moon? They're real. They have their own ships. They do. And these clouds, they're real too. These ships that are cloud-shaped. All of that. Yeah. There's extraterrestrials. Yeah, in Antarctica and stuff. I heard there's like different races. And out by Tonopah in Beatty, Nevada, Area 51, there's supposed to be secret places for extraterrestrials and things like that. There are different types of beings. They're here. They are here. You're an alien? Well, I'm an alien. I don't even belong on this earth. I don't. But I came here at this period of time, just like a lot of other people. We feel that this earth is not our home, and it's not. And when our time here is up, we're leaving. Boom. One-way ticket out of here. Yeah. When we're waiting for the invasion. Now, see, that's what's been pushed in the movies, too. Invasions, okay? Alien invasions. That's been pushed in the movies. The aliens are going to invade the earth, and they're going to create chaos, is what's going to happen. So I don't know. It's going back and forth. It really is. This whole thing it's not ending. A hologram. Well, I've heard about. He didn't say nothing about Project Bluebeam. I didn't hear that at all. He talked about was the flying aircraft, the UFOs and stuff. And he said, and that's names they've made up. That they really aren't like that. Hello. Shalom. Yeah. Now, see, if I read the comments, then I lose my train of thought. So I'm not going to look at the comments. I'm not, you all. I really am not. Um, yeah. So, they got lots of movies on extraterrestrials. You know what I was thinking the other day? My husband watched an episode of Star Trek, the new Star Trek series. I've not watched it. But in this, they landed on this planet, these two officers, I guess, and they caught the virus. And it was a planet where the species was dying, so they released a virus to mutate the host into one of them so that they would not die off. But then they died off, that species did, but the virus was still on the planet. And there was this race that hunted down anybody who came to that planet or whatever. And they annihilated that other race of beings because they released that virus. But they did. They released a virus because their lineage, their species was dying. And then I thought, really, did they really have something like that? But they did. That's what he said. They released a virus because their species was dying. It was a Star Trek. It was one of the new Star Trek series. He said it was only like 45 minutes long, but that's what they did. And then, when I was sitting there thinking, I said, you know what? And he was talking about what they mutated into, like some type of creature or whatever with things sticking out on the side of their necks. But if you've watched any of the Star Wars movies or the Star Trek movies and the aliens that they show on there, what if they're real aliens? And I'm serious. What if they're not actors? What if they're not actors at all? And what if they really are extraterrestrial species? Okay, what if they really are? Because I think that's totally possible. I really do. Because there's all types of species. There's all types of beings. I really thought about that yesterday. I thought, what if they really are and they're not actors? But they may want you to think that they're actors because they walk among us is what it is. Yeah, they do. So, because who could think up this stuff? Who could think up that stuff? You'd have to have a very vivid imagination. And it would take hours and hours and hours to put the makeup and stuff on. But if you had a real extraterrestrial, well, they could just walk in and play the part, and you don't have to waste all that time because that's them. Okay, and I'm sure they can speak, well, they speak different languages. He said one on there was going like that, clicking noise, and all of that. Yeah. If you can think it, it can happen. The inner earth, yeah. He was given stories, yeah. So that's it. They can speak English too, yeah. But I found that interesting. They went to a planet and the species was dying off, and they made a virus so they could not die completely off, but they ended up dying. And then their species was hunted down, the ones that got that virus hunted down and exterminated. Yeah. You read so many books on aliens. A fake invasion would give thousands of heart attacks. That's right. It would. I don't think it's going to be faked. If you see species, if you see UFOs in the sky, I don't think it's fake. Okay, I don't. It's going to be real to you because you're going to see something up in the sky, okay? So that's just a name on it. Whether it's fake or whether it's not, it's going to be real, okay? And it's going to have an effect on you. So I think get the name fake out of it, because if you see UFOs land and you see them in the sky, it's going to have a long-lasting effect on you personally right then and there. Because you can watch movies and they have that same type of effect on you. Let's see this. Yes, please hit that like button. And it's hard for me to talk because I feel like my words are gone now. But I wanted to get that off my chest. When I saw that about the fake alien invasion, you won't know it. You won't know if it's fake or not. But if he wants everybody to push that out there to every single platform, it's going to have a real effect on you and your family and your friends. if that day comes, and it probably will come. You'll see them in the sky because they didn't come here for no reason. They didn't. Yeah, hello. There are UFOs in the ocean. That's right. They go down, they come from the sky, and they fly in the ocean. You know, I have this one friend, his name's Daryl. He's in contact with it's like an insect species is what it is. And it was the queen. She was a queen, I forget, insectoid. They took him right in on their spacecraft. They did, into the ocean, he said. He went down into the ocean on their in their spacecraft to where their base was, and then he came back out. Yeah, so they do interact with humans. They do. And there's people who astral travel. I know there's people who don't want to hear about that. They say it's new age. Well, you might be old age. I'm thinking that, but there's people who astral travel. Okay, they can have out of body experiences. Okay, there's people who see angels. Okay, they're real too. The spiritual realm is real, and so are interdimensional beings and interdimensional craft, and they can come and appear in our skies. They can. Yeah. Well, you astral travel in your sleep all the time. You know, when I first started doing this, you know what I had? I had dreams every single night. And I was up in a big spaceship, and I'm looking out these two great big massive windows. I'm looking at the images that I took, and they kept showing me the same images over and over and over and over all night long. And if I would wake up and I went back to sleep, I'd still be looking at those same images. This happened for weeks, that I had to look at those ships out in the windows of a great big massive ship. Okay, and I was exhausted. I felt, and I would look in the mirror and I have these dark circles under my eyes. I felt like I never did get any sleep. You know why they say that happens is because they take you in your sleep. Okay, they do. They may not take all of your spirit, but they take part of your spirit, they said. Yeah. So that, it does happen, you all. It does. They're definitely amongst us. They are. They really are. And for those, I did have an experience with a UFO. If you hadn't heard it, when I was little, we lived across from the elementary school, and it was like grades kindergarten through 5th grade. Well, I was around in the 3rd grade, and right across the street, there was this big tower, and there was the elementary school. I literally could walk across the street 50 feet from my house. And up there in the sky, one evening, there was a UFO with 3 lights. I think it was a blue, a green, and a red light. You're just right there above my head. Probably about as high as it's high, probably around a 5-story building right over my head. And I remember looking up at it. I did, because it literally was hovering over my head. And I went back into the house. And then probably around 30 minutes later, I walked down the road where the one elementary school is with my brothers and sisters and our neighbors. And then I remember getting on a swing set, and I was swinging at the school playground, and there was the UFO up there again in the sky. It followed me over there, and then I don't remember what happened, but I do remember I ran home from that spot. That's when I was really little. And then when we moved from that place, I would take this shortcut home from school. We lived in the projects. If you don't know what the project is, it's government housing. So I would have to walk to school probably a mile and a half, and I would cut through the woods. So I'd cross this creek. I'd go through the woods where a cliff was, and I'd drink water off the cliff that was coming out of this little waterfall on the cliff. I'd climb the cliff, and I'd go home. Well, one day when I was doing that, there was the man in black. He was tall. He had a long black trench coat. He had a hat on, and he was smoking a cigarette with his car parked in the area. There was no road there, but his car was parked in the grass area way off the road by the creek, and I thought, what is he doing there? And I got closer, and he wasn't moving. He was looking straight at me. I was probably around, I don't know, around 100 feet from him. I turned around and I ran back the other way and I took the sidewalk home, and I didn't go that way anymore. So I've seen the man in black. My grandmother always talked about the men in black outside. She didn't want to go outside. So they're real, okay? And just think about that. The Men in Black movie, that's not make believe, okay? It's not. I believe that they do have that type of technology. I really do. They can zap you, boop, and you don't remember nothing. You don't remember a thing. All of that, you don't. Well, I'm about out of words. I am. You had the same abduction. You dreamt for weeks, and you would stop, and it stopped. Yeah. Mind wiped. Yeah, mind wiped probably. And I will tell you one more thing. When we lived in Monterey, California, on the Monterey Peninsula, I was 9 months pregnant with my daughter, and my husband was studying at the Presidio of Monterey. But I got in my car. I wanted to go visit my sister-in-law at the naval base. I think it's Alameda, California or something. So I drove our car one morning, and it took around an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to get to where she was. I had lunch with her, and I left around 1 because I wanted to get back before it got dark. Well, do you know what? I didn't get home to 10:30 that night, okay, to 10:30 that night. And it was only like a 2.5 hour drive back to my house, and we only had one vehicle. I remember stopping at a gas station shortly after I left my sister-in-law's house asking for directions, which road to go, because I didn't have a map. But then I remember going past a sign that said Monterey Peninsula. And I'm on Highway 101, and I thought, I don't live on the Monterey Peninsula. That's what I told myself. So I was on Highway 101. And I remember driving around the ocean, and then that Highway 101, it literally circles around a mountain. The last thing I remember when I saw the Monterey Peninsula sign, I don't remember anything else after that except being on the Highway 101 and these big old bright lights coming at me. And I'm in my car, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a wreck. So I swerved, and then somehow I ended up back home shortly thereafter. I have all those hours, around 4 or 5 hours missing on Highway 101 and the Monterey Peninsula. All I remember is the big old bright lights. So that's my missing time too. I don't know what happened there. I don't. I had a mind eraser. Well, I'd like to remember that. I really would. I would like to remember it. Yeah. I entered a portal. Yeah. And you know what? When I got home, my husband said, "Where have you been?" I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You should have been home hours ago." He said, my sister-in-law was out looking for you," he said, "and your mother's been calling on the phone," back in Indiana where I'm at here. I said, "Well, I was on my way home." I said, "I guess I got lost." He said, "For 5.5 hours or so, you got lost?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know what happened, except that was my account, big bright lights on Highway 101. I thought, I don't live on the Monterey Peninsula, which I did. I did. Oh my gosh, you all. Yeah, so that's just gave me a hot flash thinking about it. Yeah. So, yeah, so that's about it. So aliens are real, okay? These UFOs are real, okay? They are. And they do. They come to children when they're around 5 years of age. And when I first started this, I would get messages from people on the messenger saying, I am supposed to captain or pilot these ships. And they had been trained since they were 5 years old to pilot these ships to get humans off the earth. And my hair is getting hot on my head, but that's what they told me. Commanders of ships. And I thought, now I've heard it all. But there is truth to this stuff. There really is. Yeah. All right, you all. Well, I've done made myself hot. I'm going to get off here, and that's all I really have to say. I don't think it's going to be a fake alien invasion. I think it's going to be real. And I think it's going to have a real effect. My hair don't look good like that. Let me just put it down like that because I'm looking at it. Many people, when you live there in Hawaii, you had things happen in Hawaii. It's none of your business, but I need to do what? I need to take it easy. You can't save the world. You know what? Let me talk about that phrase right there. Since you brought that phrase up, we was coming back from Germany, Berlin, Germany, okay? And it was during the time when the first war in Iraq or Afghanistan, whatever it was around, what was it? No, it wasn't, yeah, it was in Germany. We got on the airplane, we were coming back, and this lady, I met this older lady at an airport. Gina, you can't say the word. She said, let me tell you something, honey. She said, don't get yourself so involved with people. Don't get so wrapped up with people. She said something similar to that. She really did. So, yeah. And my mother used to tell me that too. Well, she said you can't help everybody because I'm a natural giver. All of that. Yeah, have a wonderful evening, you all. I got water behind me, but I pulled my recliner up to this light so I could see because I didn't want to go upstairs. You believe our life is a big puzzle that is beyond us. I'm sure you're sure. Yeah. Have a wonderful night, you all. Please hit that like button. Everybody else will get to see this if you click more likes than unlikes. Yeah. Have a wonderful rest of your evening because my words are literally done and I can't speak when I don't have nothing else to say. Thank you all for coming here and good night and God bless you too and love you all.